Good morning and welcome to MAQ TV. It gives me great pleasure to introduce one of our very own this morning. It's actually in the afternoon in in Manchester. That's Zishawn Qureshi. You would have heard all the good news about Qureshi opening the doors for American cricketers by becoming the first player to play the leagues from America. Well, he has arrived in England, as you can see, and not yet out on the field. So he's a bit agitated. He's a bit anxious because he's still undergoing quarantine, with the dreaded COVID-19 virus. We have to take all precautions, and Qureshi flying in from America is now in the quarantine, of course, in Manchester before he can actually go out and join Eland Cricket Club. Good day, Zishawn. How are you?
Good, yeah. Just hanging in there, trying to get through this quarantine. Have a little few things that I can do while I'm in quarantine with, maintaining fitness. But other than that, I can't do much. So just looking forward to getting out there.
Tell me about the setup there at Eland Cricket Club. I know you haven't been able to go out at the ground just yet, but you flew in on Thursday or Friday, was it?
I landed here Friday. I left America Thursday evening. So,
and what's the setup with Eland Cricket Club? When would you be joining them? Which league do they play in? Give us some details about this club.
Yeah, so Eland Cricket Club is in Eland. We're about 45 minutes from Manchester. We play in a league called Huddersfield. From what I've heard, it's a good league. They've had a few overseas players in the past, mainly from South Africa and the Caribbean. So it'll be nice to be their first overseas player from America. I've spoke to a few of the guys, so a lot of them are quite interested in seeing how I go here and what I can bring them, being a cricketer coming from America. I did get to drive past the ground coming through the airport on the way to my apartment. Ground looks really nice. I've seen pictures as well. The facilities look great. It's a decent sized ground, and obviously, the outfields here, you've seen it. It's up to international standards. So that's going to be nice to actually be able to, get reward for the shots you play. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so we know one of the problems in America, except in Fort Lauderdale, of course, in Florida, at the MAQ Cricket Stadium at Central Broad Regional Park, you do get value for your shots. But so many grounds in America, take for instance Chicago, where you can't really get value for your shots once you play it along the carpet, because the grass has to be kept at a certain length. And probably this is why you go over the top on so many occasions, but it has worked for you.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a big part of the game in America, is playing over the top. A lot of the parks and a lot of the counties prevent you from cutting the grass as low as we'd like, except the few that you named earlier. So it's nice to see that it's a standard here to have grass cut that low and be able to get reward no matter where you're playing. But other than that, I'm really looking forward to being able to change my game a little bit, adjust to the outfields here, and be able to focus on playing more shots off the front foot, playing more shots along the ground, and just being able to play some proper cricket.
So you will be going across there in about 6 days time? You'll be able to come out of the apartment?
So yeah, it looks Monday, April 5th. I'll be able to start training with the team. And the setup that they have here, they have 2 team sessions during the week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then, I'll get to help coach the youth on Fridays. And then we have games every Saturday and Sunday. So, they'll keep us busy here.
I guess coaching the youth will also take you back to the basics, which is good for any cricketer to always remember. And that is something that I'm sure you're looking forward to.
Yeah, it's also nice to see all the youth setups they have here. I know part of Eland Cricket Club, we have the youth 9s, youth 11s, youth 13s, and youth 15s. And it makes me happy to see that, because, growing up in America, I did not have youth cricket. There's very few opportunities to play with kids your age. And I think a big part of that is a confidence booster. You know, when you play against kids your age, you're evenly matched to be able to perform to the skill level you've worked to develop. And I think that's a big part of, you know, why I'm excited to go back on, you know, every Friday and help coach the youth.
Well, that's wonderful indeed. But, you know, who needs youth cricket when at the age of 10 you can be playing alongside Javed Miandad and Mohammed Azhar? I'm sure you remember that.
I've been very fortunate, you know, to be able to, for the opportunities I've had to be able to play with the cricketers I have, but not everyone has that opportunity. And I think that's where it's nice to see that the youth have all these facilities to develop their game here. And it's something that I'd like to see, you know, being brought to US.
You know, what's the greatest thing you can take out of this opportunity, Zishawn?
I think the greatest thing is, you know, obviously my dad, MAQ, he does a lot for US cricket, and he's built, you know, a lot of structure in USA, but, you know, playing out here, I'll be able to bring back, you know, a better idea of, you know, the infrastructure here, the way they develop the game, the way they grow the youth players. I'll be able to bring that back to the US and, you know, help, you know, offer input in what we should be doing from the ground level to grow the sport in America.
Well, you know, I'm going to touch base with you probably in about 3 or 4 days' time, but tell us about this quarantine period and how is this arranged, this quarantine in the UK? Is it that they monitor you so that you don't come out of your apartment?
So it's not necessarily monitored. You know, flying in, we had forms we had to fill out for where we're quarantining. Certain cases, depending on where you come from, you have to quarantine in a government approved facility where they're monitoring you 24/7. But thankfully, the situation has been improving in America. So they've allowed me to quarantine, you know, at the apartment we got here for me, which is nicer because, you know, it gives me a little bit more freedom. I mean, I can't leave the apartment, but I have a little garden area part of my apartment where I can, you know, do some workouts, get some stretching in, you know, just kind of stay conditioned so I'm not so rusty going out on the field. Other than that, it's just 2 COVID tests during the 10 days of quarantine, one on the 2nd day and one on the 8th day, just to make sure that I haven't brought anything, you know, got COVID while I was traveling, because I did get tested, you know, 72 hours prior to leaving America. So it's just making sure, you know, during your travels, because I had to stop through Amsterdam on my way to Manchester, and it's just a precaution in making sure that, you know, in your journey you didn't catch anything.
And how will these tests be administered? Will they be coming to you, or do you have to go somewhere to get it?
No, so I actually, one thing here that's different than the US is we have to administer the COVID test to ourselves, and then they get picked up from our door, and we get the results within 24 hours. So that makes it a little difficult. I mean, you know, trying to put a nasal swab or a throat swab down your throat or up your nose, it's a little uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, it's what we have to do.
Okay, Zishawn, we'll be coming back to you again just to find out how quarantine went and just how anxious you are to get out there. I want to wish you all the best. I want to thank you for joining us here on MAQ TV, and we look forward to great performances from you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.